rather know if you have STD. I mean, this is just me because the likelihood the more you increase the chances of catching something, the more bodies you have, right?
But you
So
but you but you
while
got tested though.
right, but what
Most
I'm
most
trying to
people are
say
getting
is
tested now.
this. Men, it appears in this space, I don't know how true it is, and I know we can't judge what happened in these spaces in the real world, but I'm just saying what it appears. That in these spaces, it appears that men are more concerned about the body count. They'll ask the woman about her body count, but then not ask her to get tested before they have sex with her raw. What kind of sense do that make?
It
No,
don't
that's
make no
nasty.
sense.
No, no,
But
You know what
the
I'm
that's
thing
saying?
is
You'll
that
ask
it's
about body
plausible
count, but you won't
deniability.
ask about STDs.
But the thing is you can have one body and have an STD. You can have
That's
50 bodies
true.
and not have any STDs.
But what I'm saying is the likelihood, let's keep it real. Yes, we do know that. But the likelihood of you catching an STD increases with the more sexual partners you have. That's just statistically.
Okay,
So yeah,
that's
is it an
fair.
anomaly? Oh, the first time I had sex, I ended up catching an STD or something like that. That might happen for a woman or a man or what have you. But what I'm saying is the likelihood. Now, the way we can surely ensure that that don't happen is everybody keep their dick in their pants and keep their legs closed. But because we know that's not happening, that should be a question that we are asking. Do you have any STDs? When was the last time you were tested? All of those questions. And those questions never come up, but you're gonna be like, how many bodies have you had? Like, does that even
I
make
don't
any
think no,
sense?
I don't think that people. Well, yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I
I'm,
understand the correlation that you're making, but like I said, and like you agree, you having a lot of bodies or you having STDs, the numbers don't necessarily correlate.
It does. Look at the
It doesn't.
stats. It
It doesn't.
does.
You could
That
have literally
HPV
20
gonna be on
bodies.
that thing though.
So I'm trying to look at the stat. I understand what you're trying to say. You're trying to say you can have somebody that has a whole bunch of bodies and they never catch an STD versus somebody who had one body and they could catch one. What I'm saying
I
is
bet you
you're
they got
right. You're
HPV.
right. I agree with you. But what I'm talking about is the statistics, the
you silly.
likelihood. Is it going to be more likely that somebody who slept with 40 people is going to catch an STD versus somebody who slept with one person? So the likelihood increases. You have your anomalies, but what I'm saying is the more exposure you have to different people, the you increase your chances of catching something. And you know that.
Well, I say if you're saying it's a blanket statement, yes. However, if you got a brother, if you got a woman or a guy or anybody that's having a lot of sex, right, and they're constantly getting tested and they're constantly using and protection, you're not actually increasing your chances because you've been preparing your chances because you've been testing and this and the third. Now, if you had the same test on 40 people and they have 40 bodies and they're not doing that, you are asking for trouble. So I agree with you on that point. But just for the sake of the argument, just a blanket statement, it's more likely for you to get more exposure to some sort of sexually transmitted disease if you increase your body count. So I can agree. But if
Mhm.
we add some variables, we can see where we can go with this.
And the
I
truth of
agree
the
with
matter is,
everyone. There are some nasty motherfuckers out here. Y'all go ahead.
and the truth of the matter is, no, Valerie, she pointed out that's another thing. That's why which is on women too, not requiring men to wear protection. But a lot of men don't get tested. So they don't even know they have an STD. And that's how they're going from woman to woman, passing it on. And a lot of times when a man finds out they have an STD, is either A, if it's blaringly, where they go to the doctor, do it, or more than likely a lot of times what happens, they won't know they have an STD. The women catch it, she ends up experiencing symptoms, she goes get checked, and then she ends up finding out she has something, and then that's how he find out. Because I've heard like on IG one of these things, or comedian or something saying like, yeah, you know how men find out? What they do is they wait for a woman to get tested to figure out if they have something. And their rationale is, I know that if you come back clean, I'm clean too.
Ooh.
Who does that?
Somebody use that as a joke line.
Yeah, yeah.
Men do that.
Yeah.
What?
It's like
Y'all
that's
some nasty motherfuckers out here.
in that joke line. That's how I said. That's how men find out. Like, if you go get tested, if you come back negative, then I know I'm good. So I don't need to go get tested. Who
But
I
does
think Dion had a joke like that.
Man, I look. I done been through some women. Like, you, first of all, wrap it up. Like, how hard is it to just always have a condom on you? Because I mean, you never
And
know when you slip over
honestly,
some.
just wrapping it up isn't good enough either, because you could still end up catching an STD orally. So I just learned that out. Like when we was younger, we had to take a at our school in New York. Like, they linked up the community center with the high schools. So, kids had to go through like literal classes through the school, whatever. But you can catch an STD through oral sex, and which I didn't know. I didn't know that. Like, so people are walking around talking about, oh, well, I wore a condom, but what good? Actually, a comedian talked about that too. Like, you're put on a condom, but you already ate all of the disease. Like that don't make any sense. Like, you ate whatever STD, and then you're gonna throw on a condom. Like, it's crazy.
What is that, sriracha?
It's true. So, people are not using dental dams while they're out, doing their thing. A lot of times women are not using condoms while they're giving head, all of those things. So STDs are still, or they call them STIs now. STIs are still being passed around. So you're like, oh, I wore a condom, but yet you still caught something and you don't know you caught it. And now you go.
It's just in your mouth.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Damn,
you just got
sis, that shit was spicy.
Added
Now
flavor
what?
to your food.
Women are literally going around saying, "Put it in her mouth." I'm like, okay.
I ain't gonna front. I used to be dancing to that song though.
Exactly.
Like,
Y'all dance to the nastiest songs, and then be like, "Why these guys so nasty?" Because we know y'all like nasty. That's
sure
why.
do. When that song used to come on, I'd be like, come on, babe, let's dance.
That's how thing 1 and thing 2 was born. Dang nabbit.
But honestly, like what Note Valerie said, abstinence is the key right now. If you want to be married, and that's the other thing, you guys say y'all want a low body count, but y'all of course contribute to the high body count of the women that you say you don't want, which is an oxymoron to me. But then when you meet a woman who's not willing to put out, then you're like, I'm gonna just stick with her just for the sense of her not giving it to me, and then once I smash, I'm gonna pass because she made me wait. Like, y'all
No, I be hearing that dumb shit too. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, dude.
That's why women are confused.
No, y'all confused because y'all got too much stuff going on in y'all head. And y'all make a whole bunch of different scenarios, and one sentence is said, and y'all done thought of 10 scenarios off of one sentence, and nobody said nothing. I'm just like, well, that's why y'all be confused.
Yeah, I'm over it. Like, I think if women close their legs, not women closing their legs. Let me not say that. I'm gonna say
you said it right.
No. I'm gonna say women and men both having self-discipline. If both men and women have self-discipline, I think we can begin to build better relationships, because once you add sex to the mix, it convolutes a lot of the other stuff that you should be trying to figure out while you're vetting. But once you have sex, and especially if it's good sex, a lot of stuff that you should be focused on done went out the window. So keep your legs closed, keep your penis in your pants.
I think that was a great that line was great to end the night with, you know. It's Friday night and this is the dilemma, or this is the what you're coming up against. I think Mistake just told you exactly what to do.
Now, if you married,
Put it in your mouth.
like when we get off, I ain't closing my legs. And AP about to go smash.
Yes,
That's
yes,
one
he
of the
is.
benefits of marriage. HD, you had asked about that. You don't have to worry, or you shouldn't have to. If you got a partner that always, stepping out, then that's a different
I'm
problem.
about to say
But
Atlanta is
that's
notorious for those
that's
stepping
one
out
of the
husbands.
benefits of being married is that you don't have to worry about all of that stuff. I don't gotta worry about wearing a condom. You know what I'm saying? I don't got to, you have some in-house stuff whenever you want it. You ain't gotta wine and dine all the time. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the benefits of marriage as well. It's
Yeah, but
easy.
you didn't have that before you
Agreed,
get married.
100%.
What you
Okay,
say?
AP,
so
AP, were you abstinent before you married your wife?
I think we were about to end the show.
I was abstinent about 2 days, 3 days before I got married. My husband got mad. He was like, listen, we got a whole son right here. And then like, what are you doing? I was like, I want it to be special. He's like, that's over with. It's done. It's gone. He was trying to play me. He was like, it's done. We don't need to wait. Like, what are you talking about? It's like, it's just 3 days.